Okay, catching up on GACs. I had recorded 2 GACs and then had to delete them because I didn't realize that my microphone had ambient sound recording on. So when I was recording the videos, it was recording me also, which is unfortunate. I mean, I guess theoretically, if I did that, I could record and battle at the same time. But come on, I can't rub my tummy while patting my head at the same time. Let's get serious around here. Anyway, so I guess we'll just go into the cliff notes for the previous recordings. Wonder Woman 84, saw it, not bad. Not as good as the first one, if you ask me. I am, however, still excited that Patty Jenkins is going to be directing Star Wars stuff. Her dad was a pilot, and she is doing... I mean, I guess... I can't remember if she's doing a Rogue Squadron movie or if she's doing Rangers of the New Republic. I think it's a Rogue Squadron movie. So that sounds good. I'm cautiously optimistic for that. As the daughter of a pilot, I'm sure she can appreciate a good fighter movie. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I can't remember what else I talked about on the other shit. Yeah, I hope everyone had a good and safe holiday season, although I guess New Year's is still part of the holiday season. Everybody just hang tough and be careful. I had to get another COVID test due to yet another potential exposure, so I did that yesterday. Happy to report that my rapid test is negative. I did a PCR also, just in case. These 2 tests really were a little bit more invasive than ones previous. The nurse that administered them really got up in there, which was not painful, but certainly uncomfortable. So, yeah. Other than that, it's kind of just status quo, just trying to stay alive, hoping that Congress will get off their fucking asses and do something. President's not helping right now. Although I get where he's coming from. You know, he wants everyone to get $2,000 instead of $600. I agree that $600 in direct payments is token at best. Really not going to do a whole lot of anything. But as my late father would say, it's better than a kick in the pants. Either way, I think Congress and the executive branch should all be embarrassed that nothing has come to fruition since the original COVID bill. Not like people aren't starving to death or literally dying, not even because of COVID, but because they can't go to the doctor. They don't have money, or they're too afraid, or both. I mean, copays can rack up. And if you don't have health insurance, God help you, because you're fucked. Look, I'm going to survive, but I am certainly more fortunate than most, much more fortunate than most. So just because I'm going to survive does not mean that I do not feel worried, quite frankly, and sad for those less fortunate. And there are a great many of those less fortunate. Literal millions and millions. And I don't even, no offense to people outside the U.S., I really don't care what happens in your guys' countries, because that's not my responsibility. I got to worry about my people first, and I do. Just wish that people in the government worried about their people first. I fucking can't stand those fuckers. Next election cycle, we need to vote all of those motherfuckers out of there. Every single fucking one. Because they're fucking terrible. Both sides, both parties. What are you gonna do? So, meantime, I am occupying my time with not a new show, but a new show for me, The Expanse. I need to get my space fix. Historically, I am not much of a Star Trek fan, although I do like most of the J.J. Abrams reboots with Chris Pine et al. I do like those. I did not like the older and original Star Trek content. It just wasn't really my thing. But really like The Expanse. If you haven't seen it, if you haven't heard of it, I never heard of it until a couple of my best friends told me about it. It is on Amazon. It is an Amazon original programming, I believe. I think there's like 5 seasons of it. I am halfway through season 2, so I have quite a ways to go to catch up. But it's really good. It is basically Earth has united under one banner, which is the United Nations, which is a hilarious joke, because everyone knows the United Nations, in its current form anyway, is toothless, beyond toothless. And Mars has not only been explored, but colonized. And not only colonized, but Mars has become its own sovereign entity, which I think is a really cool concept. And of course, so The Expanse really only takes place, at least as far as I've seen, in season 2, episode 10, takes place in our solar system. Unlike Star Wars or Star Trek, it does not go out of, or does not include multiple solar systems. It all is within our current solar system. Mars has become its own sovereign entity, and Mars and Earth's relationship is contentious and adversarial at best. There's kind of like a disputed zone called the Belt, which is an asteroid belt, with influence from both Earth and Mars. They do have their own people, as it were. They're called Belters, and they're pretty much pissed on and stepped on by both Earth and Mars, and they are understandably unhappy about that. And beyond that, I'm not going to give you any more information, but it's pretty good. It is pretty good. It's not Star Wars, which in a way is kind of good, because we all know that Star Wars is rather fantastical in nature, and The Expanse is pretty realistic. I mean, in Star Wars, we have hyperspace and hyperspace lanes and all sorts of things like that. I mean, I would love it if space travel would get to that point, but it's just not realistic. The Expanse, although pretty fantastical in its own right, is a bit more realistic and grounded in terms of the physics of space travel, at least for my estimation, because I am by no means a physicist, or any kind of a scientist for that matter. But I enjoy it. It's intriguing. There are, of course, some noticeable parallels to present day, which is also interesting. But it's good. So if you haven't heard of it or seen it or whatever, The Expanse on Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, you can watch it for free. I hope it ends better than Man in the High Castle did, which was another great Amazon exclusive. But for the last season or so, I did not like the way Man in the High Castle ended. I loved the first couple of seasons of Man in the High Castle. Kind of went downhill after that, I think. Still enjoyed it, but yeah. So Amazon putting forth some more good original programming. Pulling on that thread or sticking with that vein, I'm a little worried for Netflix because they're losing a lot of historical content with HBO Max really broadening out and expanding, and with Disney Plus doing the same. Because Disney owns Fox and the rights to all of Fox's, well, I think all of Fox's content anyway, of which there is a great lot of shit. So that all will eventually get pulled off of Netflix, and likewise with HBO Max. Anything Warner Media is going there. So we'll see what happens.